Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beaver Mosh, and today I'm talking about the new Vessel of Iniquity album, The Path Unseen, coming on the Sentient Ruin Laboratories. Now, Vessel of Iniquity is a solo project from the UK-based SP White, and I would describe Vessel of Iniquity's music as being mainly a black metal project, but a black metal project that incorporates industrial elements and definite influences of noise and harsh noise. And it seems like the goal of Vessel of Iniquity's music, as a listener, I perceive it to be them trying to unleash just this pure sonic hell on the listener. And giving this a few listens now, I think that is exactly what Vessel of Iniquity achieves with this album. Right out the gate, you have blood magic, and it's just pure chaos. You have this cloud of suffocating feedback that covers these dense layers of blast beats and these nasty war metal riffs. And right away you'll notice, and you'll notice throughout the entirety of the album, that Vessel of Iniquity takes this artistic decision to place the vocals far back in the mix. It's these harrowing shrieks that reveal themselves to you as you become more tuned into what's going on. It's like this extra frightening treat that's rewarded to people who give this a close attention. The next track, the title track, The Path Unseen, takes more of a death metal approach. You have these crunchy, pummeling guitars that are moved more to the front of the mix than you saw on the previous track. And the track moves to this climax, this doomier section, where the drums become more condensed and the guitars really slow the fuck down. And I think that's a testament to one of the main strengths of Vessel of Iniquity's music, at least on this album, is that throughout the entirety it maintains this hellish, noisy veneer, but at the same time it finds ways to allow diversity in the instrumentation. And so take, for example, It Keeps Me Guessing on the next track, Abyss of Unknowing. It slows things down even more. You have these hammering, like drone-like guitar riffs that surprisingly, unexpectedly lead to by far the most melodic section of this record. Now, I say melodic here, relatively speaking, and in context. This is definitely not some type of melodeath project. But considering everything going on, this is a surprising piece in this whole everything going on, this web of noise. I want to talk about the tone of the guitar here. It's backed by this super distorted bass, but the guitars are murky and they're sludgy and they're just gross, and I say that in the most complimentary way possible. Now, the last track, A Door Once Opened, I would say has sections that are the most traditional traditional black metal sounding. You know, you have your standard tremolo pick guitars. They do this really swirling thing where it's almost like this kind of whirlpool around your ears. And it really picks up the pace. It actually, where the past couple tracks kept slower and slower, it speeds up. You know, the drums are fully unleashed. You have these full blast beats going, and then the noise elements are brought back. And they're brought back more hazy and disorienting. And it just leads you on from the beginning into this pure sonic onslaught. Now, overall, I enjoyed this record quite a bit, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is interested in black metal or extreme metal in general, or you may come at this from an interest in industrial music, or you might be a noise head. Now, with noise music, or in this case, music that incorporates heavy elements of noise, I noticed there are two ways where noise music can often miss the mark. On one camp, you have noise projects or noise-inspired projects that seek to push the feedback and the decay and just the intensity of the noise to its extreme. To a point where that's all it becomes, and it is just this kind of exercise in texture. At times, I enjoy that, and that's interesting. There's a time and place for that, but oftentimes it becomes not interesting at all, and it loses any element of surprise or wonder. Now, on the other hand, you have projects that may liken themselves or consider themselves a noise project, noise-based project, or a noise-inspired project, but they want to reveal their songs or their compositions, and they make it too easy for the listener, right? They want to almost give you it, and where they push the noise to the side where it almost becomes noise light, and where the noise elements kind of lose its purpose or its value, and it loses any interest in that way. Vessel of Iniquity, I think, finds that sweet balance, that sweet spot, that perfect balance. There's this push and pull throughout the record, where I find myself being invited in and getting hooked onto a riff or a drum pattern. And I'm like, whoa, and I'm like fully tuned in. You know, for a noise project, I never felt it difficult to maintain attention. It demanded it, it kept it. But as I am drawn in, Vessel of Iniquity pushes me. It's like, whoa, Maddie, you're getting too comfortable. Let's make you a little more unsettled now. If I had a main criticism of this album, that I think it's a little too short for me personally. The thing is just over 30 minutes long, and while I admire its commitment to not overstay its welcome, to make sure that it keeps that excitement, that pure chaos throughout its entirety, I do think that Vessel of Iniquity wants to challenge its listener, and I wish SP White really owned that on this record. I think I see room in some of these tracks to be more explorative, to push and surprise and find new crevices to add new elements. I think it could push and challenge and unfurl more without it becoming bloated or uninteresting. I think some of these tracks could be given time to breathe a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I definitely, as I said, recommend this album. Give this a full headphones listen. Listen at night when it's dark, or do what I did and take it for a walk and let yourself be completely immersed in just everything that's going on. There's so many layers and textures and little things that kind of pop out at you. So that's all I got for you. If you would, I would appreciate a like, subscribe if you'd like. This is the first review of many, so obviously there's room for me to improve. So any feedback in the comments would be greatly appreciate it. Thank you. This is Beaver Mosh signing off.